Hello everybody, and this is Paul here, and I've been goofing around. And current video, I'm using Open Canvas, but it's actually going to be about Blender. It's just some notes, some thoughts. And basically the idea is, here we have a path, here we have something with wheels on it. It could be anything, but we'll just have a wheel that rolls as it goes along a path. So, this is the idea right there. So, anyhow, enough of that. So, what do we know about wheels rolling object? It's either a cylinder or a toroid. In case most wheels, tires, things that rollers, or even, well, ball bearings would be spheres, but anyhow, we know that at least if we draw a bounding box around our object, so you have the space that defines the object, well, you'll notice that two of the axes that define the bounds of this object are going to be the same, and usually those two axes are the same as the diameter of whatever it is we're measuring. So these two that match, if you're making up a script to make a wheel roll, it's the diameter. Oh yeah, before I forget, why I'm making this video is I saw some videos, like maybe 2 or 3, that referenced using transforms to make a wheel roll along a path. The problem is, when your path goes around a curve that is, let's say this path here, curves, and it changes direction by 90 degrees. So that's a square, and you have your rolling object. What will happen is, if you use transforms to make your object turn, it works just fine for the first half, but as soon as it turns and it's traveling 90 degrees, it just scoots along and slides, it stops rolling. So the method they show using transforms, there's like 2 or 3 videos, and I'll admit I'm guilty of it too, so I'm going to probably post an update to my old video, seeing where I screwed up. So this is the wrong way, and transforms does not work correctly, because when you turn direction, your wheel will stop rolling and start skidding, and it looks goofy. And I guess it's because the way the local axis handles, so like this is the local axis of one part, and the other part, it handles in some way, and it's really not any different than using a global. Not the world's best to explain. Somebody probably has a better explanation. But I found out in my experiments it fails. So what we want to do is we want to use drivers and scripting to turn our wheel and to make it follow a path. So what do we know about the wheel? Like I said, the wheel has 3 dimensions. We draw a box around it. Draw a box. Like I know I'm slow at sketching. We have the width and the height, and those are usually the same. And like the depth is the axis. But this is the same as the diameter. Now what we want to know is, because we're rolling this, is that diameter. Okay, that's diameter. Going across is diameter. Not drawing a Pokeball here, this is diameter. But if you were to go around it, do the circumference. Well, that is simply pi times diameter. So we know the circumference of whatever it is we're rolling is pi times diameter. We know that if these two values match on our cylindrical object, odds are that they are going to be the same as the diameter. And to get the circumference, or the distance that it were to roll, if you were to stretch this out, like if you unfolded the thing and like cut the edge of the cylinder and unfolded it and rolled it flat, or the distance it would roll making one full revolution, either way it's going to be pi times diameter. Okay, so that's what we know about this. part of my scratchy way of taking notes here. Go back to pencil. So we understand. So now we know this will be our path. And so our rolling object. It's a diameter D. Just making this up as I go along. This is our path distance. I'm making it straight here, but it can be curvy or whatever. You just know that the total path distance is going to be some multiple of diameter, or not diameter, but circumference. Or pi times diameter. So this is circumference. It's pi times delta or whatever. So we know this is going to be circ for all of these. Circumference. I'm just abbreviating. And when this object rolls along the path, so this is path distance. So we have our path. Each time this thing makes a full revolution as it rolls along a path, it's going to be circumference. So in order to get total revolutions, okay, this is an idea for scripting. I'm not too good at Python yet, so I don't know what I'm doing. Total rev is going to be equal to, is it path distance? Yeah, that's just path distance over circumference. Now that's how many times our object will rotate as it goes down the path. But part of the problem is we got paths in Blender are measured in time. So to determine your path distance, I think we'll have to array a cube of one Blender unit. So to get path distance, and it's just going to be estimated. It's not going to be exact. It's funny because path distance be a very useful thing, and I don't know why Blender does not have that as an internal property or variable or something. That would be very useful, and they don't have that. I don't understand. Anyhow, so as path distance over circumference is total number of revolutions, but what we have is path time, which is an arbitrary number. And I think to get our rotation amount, we have revolutions over path time, or is it the other way around? I'm trying to think. But you want to do is current frame I'm thinking this out. I'm not probably doing more than what I'm writing here. Current frame is, what is it? Total revolutions over path time, or is it the other way around? Or actually, no, it's going to be, yeah, total revolutions. And that will be over path time. So if anybody knows how to write scripts in Python, this is kind of what we want to do. The current frame of the animation, which I guess, I don't know, I'm still new at scripting in Blender, but we want current frame, total revolutions. Actually, this will be current frame in the path. The path's current frame, by the way. Not the current frame of the entire animation, because path time and path frames are related. So yeah, total revolutions over time. And what that'll equal is rotation. Rotation for the given frame. So we need to do something like that. So we need to figure out how to get the path distance. I'm thinking of just using like I said, a 1 unit blender cube and using an array and just kind of counting it manually. There's probably a better way to do it still. Circumference is determined by the diameter of the cylinder you're rotating, which can be your wheel or whatever. And we got current frame. And actually, if you want to make this better, you can have. Hold on a sec. Bring my menu up. Edit. How do I clear it all? File. I don't remember how to do this. I haven't used this in a while. What am I doing? I'll just erase it all. So the kind of formula we want is total revolutions divided by path time. This is the total path time. Let's make the total path time, total revolutions. And we have a value which will be slip spin. So I'm just going to put an S. And then we have times, and this will be current path time. So path time is just yeah, I'm sloppy at this, sorry, but if you know how to write scripts, you can probably figure out what this is. Slip spin. Slip spin is equal to 1, no slipping or spinning, so equals to 1, no slip. If it is greater than 1, it's going to be a spin. And if it is less than 1, it will slip. So why is that? Because what we're doing is we're multiplying this. It's like a coefficient. So if you want your wheels to spin, you can add this value to your formula. And then that will equal rotation per frame. Rotation per frame. And that's how we will get our object rolling along a path. To do it. And I was also thinking of another way that might be possible, and there might be internal values, is we might have this point here and this point here. We might be able to measure the delta x and the delta y of the changes between these points, or the delta x, y, z, and use that like with Pythagorean theorem, I guess, to get like the distance between the points. This would be a rough distance. Look as if you have curve. And my calc is so bad right now. I haven't done it in forever. But the idea is there's probably another way to measure distance in here, but I'm just going to estimate it and get total revolutions from, like I said, total revolutions. Equals, what is it we want? Pi times diameter over path distance, right? Diameter. Yeah, why do I keep doing it? I don't know. Pi times diameter of whatever it is over path distance. Yeah, it's sloppy, but that's just an idea. what I'll try doing it in driver scripts. It's probably better to do it in more detail in a Python script, but I barely know Python. It's like I know a little bit of programming and like action script, but it's like learning the syntax and all that other stuff. I'm sure a lot of it's the same, but it's still like square one for me. That's an idea of what you need to have a wheel follow a path and actually be able to go along the path and not stop when it turns 90 degrees. Yeah, the transforms I've tried doing and some other people are doing is the wrong way. Somebody can probably do a better explanation, like I said. So there you go. That's an idea of the kind of thing you need to make a script to make a wheel turn properly when you're using Blender. And there's probably a script out there, I just don't know where to find it. But yeah, there you go. Just some thoughts on the subject. See you later.